Good morning, dear hearts. We are at lesson 126, and I'm sure you will notice right off the bat that there's some overtones from previous lessons in this, particularly lesson 108, to give and receive, or one in truth, because today's lesson is all that I give is given to myself. So this lesson tells us, right in the offset, that if we truly would understand this lesson, this idea, that really all of our behaviors and all of our thoughts would change, and salvation would actually be realized. Salvation, atonement. We would no longer be experiencing any kind of separation when I realize that all that I give is given to myself. Now, this lesson really goes on to talk about forgiveness, and it gives the differences here in forgiveness. It gives forgiveness, describing it as the ego sees it, which isn't real forgiveness at all, as we know. And then it goes on to tell us the benefits that we will receive through forgiveness. When we forgive others, we are always forgiving ourselves. Forgiveness, as seen from the ego point of view, has absolutely no merits. Forgiveness from the ego point of view is something that I will bestow upon you, even though you are totally and completely unworthy of it, but you have sinned, and I am going to elevate myself, pardon me, I'm going to elevate myself above you by bestowing forgiveness, totally unwarranted, unmerited. You don't really deserve it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. In this sense, the ego is enforcing and increasing the idea of separateness. All right, it says you're at it, and the ego has this belief that whatever I do and whatever you do, it doesn't really affect me. All right, it says therefore your attitudes have no effect on them, and their appeals for help are not in any way related to your own. The ego sees such separateness in this world that it believes it stands alone, and nothing that it does will have any effect on anyone else, and nothing else can affect it. Obviously, we know because of our one-mindedness that everyone's attitudes, everyone's behavior, everyone's actions are going to go across the entire sonship. We will feel the effects of goodness, and we will feel the effects of deceit. We will feel the effects of unforgiveness. So instead of going there, what we want to do is we want to realize what forgiveness truly is. Because forgiveness truly is how I will experience salvation and oneness and experience God in me and in my life. And it says, you do not understand forgiveness. As you see it, it is but a check upon overt attack without requiring correction in your mind. But God intended us to be free of those kinds of thoughts, and true forgiveness begins in our mind, and it kind of power washes everything away. It cleanses that wall of grievances that I have erected around myself, and I've erected the wall around me, but all of my grievances are pointing outward toward you. Forgiveness, true forgiveness, not only takes down that wall, but it cleanses all of those thoughts, because every single one of those thoughts is what is keeping me in the prison. True forgiveness, as a means by which it is attained, must heal the mind that gives, for giving is receiving. So as I do true forgiveness, as I understand it, and I choose to have forgiveness in my life and not to hold on, not to take on any more grievances, which also was mentioned in an earlier lesson, now I become that clean slate, and I don't have any unloving thoughts towards any of my brothers. That cleanses me. That is me receiving in my giving, okay? I'm giving it to myself. In paragraph 10, this is very much like a meditation, and our practicing is 2 times a day, 15 minutes each time. But in paragraph 10, it's like, it's really telling us in the meditation. It says, in silence, close your eyes upon the world that does not understand forgiveness, and seek sanctuary in the quiet place where thoughts are changed and false beliefs laid by. Remember yesterday's lesson, in quiet I receive God's word today. This is obviously a continuation of this. I'm going to receive God's word on forgiveness today, telling me that all that I thought my brother did never occurred. And it says, repeat today's idea and ask for help in understanding what it really means. Be willing to be taught. We don't know forgiveness, true forgiveness. I'm willing to be taught. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to be happy. And my willingness, remember the Course always tells us, a little willingness is all required, all that's required. And you will understand the words he speaks and recognize he speaks your words to you. Again, it is going to be your voice you hear. And throughout the day, it says, do not let your mind forget the goal, and say that all that I give is given to myself. The help I need to learn that this is true is with me now, and I will trust in him. We have a guide, we have a teacher. We trust in that guide and that teacher to give us and show us the way. And I must give God my mind in faith so that I may receive truly and completely. So that's it for today. I hope it helped. And I hope you like, you share, you subscribe, you comment, and that you will hear tomorrow. Namaste.